Okay, well, welcome to tonight's show. You are watching NRL from the Sidelines. Let me just, before we get started, let me explain what we normally do here. We are a radio show that we've decided to now go on to video. So this will be an exciting experience for all of us.
3 heads meant for radio, though.
Yes, exactly. One of the other things that we do is that we're a little bit biased towards our NRL teams. I'm a South supporter, Tom is a Roosters supporter, and Brian is a Sea Eagles supporter. And we're all very respectful for each other. What we do is we like to have a little bit of bias going on, but we're going to discuss NRL. We're going to discuss everything that is going to happen every week throughout the NRL season. But firstly, let me introduce the gentleman I have with me. Tom, how are you today?
I'm well.
You're well? You had a good week?
Yes, and looking forward to the season.
Okay. Brian, and yourself?
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
So for those of you who usually listen to our radio show, this is what we look like, sadly enough. And, well, you're just going to have to get used to looking at our faces. If we find this doesn't work after a while and you hate us, please go onto our Facebook page and tell us that you hate looking at us and we'll go back to radio. Okay, so that's enough. What does it matter?
You hate looking at us.
Well, they didn't have to look at us on radio. Now they have to look at your ugly mug. Okay, so let's start talking, gentlemen, about the NRL season. We've had a couple of trial games, and I believe you two went out to a trial game last week.
We did. We did.
Okay. Yeah, and I remember, Steve, you said to me, why?
Yes. Why would you go?
I won't ever go again.
Why wouldn't you ever go again?
Well, I found it. I found it tiresome trying to follow the players that were coming and going on and off the field. The number of interchanges. At one point there were. I was looking out and going, hang on a second. There's no one out there. 3/4 of the team are on the bench.
But that's what a trial.
That's the nature of a trial. So
yeah, that's right. Which is why I won't go again.
If you choose not to go, then you choose not to go.
When I saw that, because we went to the Manly Roosters game at Gosford, so Tip been to a Rugby League match at Gosford now. I looked at the teams and I thought, wow, full strength teams, this is going to be fantastic. Yeah, the first half was good. Then after that, well, out-rolled blokes who'd already played a full match of reserve grade, and I couldn't get into it, sorry.
Tom, what did you think?
Besides the fact his team was losing.
Yeah. They had a mile in front and then lost.
Well, I mean, without going into too much detail, we kicked off to Manly. We gave them a penalty, they scored. We kicked off to Manly. Penalty, they scored. We kicked off to Manly. Yeah. They finished their set. We picked up the ball. We dropped it. They scored. It was 16-0.
It's pretty impressive.
But then we started playing after that. Then we started playing football.
No.
That's what happened.
Seriously, let me just interrupt here. Your first try.
Yes.
Yeah, a one-on-one strip and Latrell Mitchell. Hang on, who was it?
Yeah, Latrell Mitchell runs 60 metres. Yep.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Totally against the run of play.
Yeah,
second
got
try,
to be there.
Second try, midfield bomb, ball bounced backwards, and you guys managed to end up with it and scored. There was nothing there. Your third try was great.
Can I just clarify? The purpose
Why am I in the middle of all this?
The purpose of scoring is to get the ball over the line and plant it on in the in goal, right?
Spoken like a rooster.
We did that.
Spoken like a rooster.
The Roosters did that.
Yeah.
Well, the team did it. Yes.
No skill, just all luck against the run of play.
And you've got a whole season of this to look forward to.
Let me ask the question,
viewers.
why did Manly lose after leading 16-0?
Oh, because they took off 3/4 of the team.
But the Roosters
that didn't happen
until
the 50th minute.
No,
we're already in front.
No, they'd already taken Appy Coruscant and everyone off. It was just, like I said, it was a trial match. It meant nothing. It was frustrating.
So why are you so upset about it?
Because he's winding me up.
I was actually really impressed with when we finally actually got the hands on the ball, seeing Cronk and Tedesco, particularly our new buys, who were going really well. Latrell Mitchell is as fit as he's ever been. That was just really pleasing to see leading into the season. That's all I need to say.
For those of you who don't know us, you would have all of a sudden worked out that Tom is a Roosters supporter. And we all feel sorry for him, but that's the way it is.
We do.
So, Tom, what did you think of Cronk and Tedesco in Roosters jerseys?
Oh, look, I think Tedesco in the second half particularly, he was sensational. I mean, he does what he does well. The chip and chase of his just showed great foresight. Look, he was quietish in the first half, but then the whole team was a bit quiet in the first half. I think it's a trial match. We got new combinations. I mean, we haven't even got Kiri playing at the moment, so all trying to find their place against a real opposition. It's always going to be difficult. Look, Cronk was really good. You could see him directing people around. He likes doing that, and he commands authority, and he did a good job. And so I'm really excited about the season ahead.
Okay. So. Did either of you watch the South St George Charity Shield?
Yeah, I watched it yesterday on replay.
What did you think?
Look, I don't know what to make of the Dragons, honestly. I really do not know what to make of them. They always seem a bit rudderless sometimes. But having said that, I also thought that the Rabbitohs were markedly improved from last season. And line breaks, their little men, their backs particularly, were really exciting to watch.
And up through the middle. I mean, Walker a number of times broke them up.
Damien Cook. Yeah, he's got to play 80 minutes, Damien.
Oh, yes. Look, I'm sorry. If anyone knows if the West Tigers are looking for a hooker, I know someone who probably would fit well into a West Tigers jersey from the South team.
Well, he probably hasn't.
I don't think you want to get rid of Damien Cook.
No, I don't. I want to get rid of the other guy.
I don't think he's got on the wrong side of Ivan Cleary, so probably might be all right.
He might go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, look, I was quite impressed with South. I was very disappointed, I must say. And I'm sorry, Barry, I know you hope you're going to watch this, but I was quite disappointed with St George.
Yeah.
I thought for the players they brought in, for the consistency of the team, I'm surprised. Their attack was good. I thought their defence left a bit to be desired.
Yeah, I don't get the Dragons, honestly. I don't get them.
Look, I thought from my understanding, I've watched the highlights and read all the reports because it was South St George. Oh, goodness gracious!
You understand there's more teams in the comp than Manly, don't you?
No, and none that count. Well, from what I understand, is St George just played one-off forward football and it just didn't work for them.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and it will take a while for Hunt to find his feet there.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Yeah. Let's face it. Did you guys win this Charity Shield last year?
Yes, we won it 6 years in a row.
6 years in a row.
Yeah.
How many times have you won the comp?
Doesn't matter.
In that 6 years?
Once,
just once.
What? And your
how
point is?
How many times?
It means nothing.
How many times?
It's just a trial match. It's a glorified trial match.
I didn't say it meant anything more than that.
Yeah.
Oh, we were talking about,
the one thing I did say to Barry as we were watching the game is that South won last year as well, and St George still finished higher on the table than what South did. So honestly, it means nothing.
Yeah.
But it gives you an indication, I guess, of how combinations are getting together. And Gagai had a reasonable game. He was quiet. Yep. Inglis had a very quiet game, but you don't expect too much.
From 19 minutes.
19 minutes, yeah.
He just needed to get his hands on the ball, that's all. Just needed to build that confidence again.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, I thought Sutton looked fit. Burgess boys were all right. Sam, you just never get a bad game out of Sam.
No.
He's just sensational.
Never. Okay, so we're going to move along. This show doesn't go for too long, so we are going to keep it flowing. Gentlemen, you want to talk about the buys for 2018, the main ones that you thought...
Well, I'll call them out and you can talk about them.
Okay.
So, look, I won't start with my team.
Why? Go on, just start there.
Okay, well, Cronk and Tedesco.
Okay.
Are they the only two players you bought?
Oh, they're planning on Sonny Bill Williams.
Yeah.
They have to find...
I don't make this gossip up. So we've got Cronk and we've got Tedesco, and they seem like terrific buys.
Well, they are.
Look, I in the off-season, I think we were all pretty sad to lose Mitchell Pearce. Yep. It was a probably understandable consequence of taking on Cooper Cronk.
Yep.
It would have been wonderful if he'd been able to play there, but I completely understand the reasons why he didn't stay.
Yep.
He's gone to the Knights. He's gone to the Knights, and along with a number of other players, including a few Roosters players. But it remains to be seen how the Knights are going to turn out with that.
The Knights got hammered the other day.
They did.
By the Eels. Now, again, trial match. You can't read anything into it, but it's interesting.
I don't know. I think that probably was a telling tale for the Knights. In all
reality
honesty,
check.
A reality check. Yeah. They have bought 3/4 of a football team, and I think that they showed a lot of. See, this is the hard thing about where the Knights are at. Last year they finished with a wooden spoon, but they were in 90% of the games. 20 games of the year, they were in the games.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they've gone out and bought half a football team.
Yep.
All those guys who were working their backsides off last year are no longer there.
Yeah.
I just don't know how they're all going to gel, what the culture's going to be like.
Plus, they come from a whole lot of different coaching backgrounds. Like, they've been coached in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Having to bring that all together and unlearn things and relearn things. Yeah. That's going to be challenging for sure. A lot of pressure on Mitchell Pearce. In some ways, liberating for him to be out of Sydney. And he started from scratch, but they've got a long way to go, and a lot of pressure on him to perform and to make things happen as the leader.
Yeah. And one of the things the Newcastle Knights did do, I mean, outside of Pearce, the people they have bought have not been regular first graders. They're up and
the
comers.
Roosters players were.
Well, no.
We're Connor Watson and...
Greer was, but Connor Watson wasn't. He was off the bench, yeah.
Sean Kenny-Dowell, who they already had.
Yep.
Was another person from the Roosters, wasn't it?
Yeah, they bought a couple from the Broncos too that were first graders.
SESA.
Yeah, that's it.
Jaffa Moga.
Yeah. Oh, look, in saying that, they're up against a Parramatta side that had the prodigal son return.
Did he do anything?
Apparently, playing in the centres, he was very quiet. He moved to fullback and blew the game apart.
Right.
So I don't know what that says about Bevan French.
That's tough on Bevan French and Kirk Gutherson.
He sent Bevan French over for a couple of tries from fullback.
Right.
So I don't know. And Gutherson's still injured for a while. So, but
okay. So who are the other ones?
Yep. Manly got Joel Thompson from the Dragons. Good back row.
Which I think St George are really going to lack. We're really going to miss him.
Yeah, well, if the NRL let us spend our other 800,000, we might have picked up some other players.
Yeah, that's an argument for another time. Gagai to Souths.
I think he'll be good for Souths. I think it'll really help our backline. I think the backline the other night was pretty hot given what they were doing. So.
Yeah, for sure. Foran and Woods to the Dogs. Apparently Foran was pretty good in what he did.
Oh yeah. Look, I think that a new coach at the Dogs is going to
Dean Pay
go well for them. And moving Mbai to fullback, fantastic move because he looks dynamite out there.
But the one thing that the Dogs are going to lose this year, they've lost, is James Graham, and I'm not convinced that Woods replaces James Graham.
No, I'm not either. But
up front, I think the Dogs are still going to lack. But having Kieran Foran as 5'8",
that's hard to say because they've got Woods and Clemmer will be their starting props with Josh Jackson in the back row. Yeah. That's three Australian reps right there.
But the leadership potential of Graham, Woods isn't a leader like Graham was.
Yeah, look, I'm just not. Yeah, but Clemmer was playing in the back row and it just wasn't effective. Look, I think the jury's out on whether that was a good buy or not.
Okay.
Which brings us to Dragons. Hunt and Graham.
Fantastic pickups.
Yeah, well, Graham is. I wasn't overly impressed with Hunt the other night, I must admit.
Yeah.
But
again, finding his feet. Yeah.
I think he's the kind of guy who's going to be better when he runs the ball at the line. Whereas he's got the 7 on his back, which is traditionally an organising position.
Yep.
He and Gareth Widdop are going to have to work themselves out because they're both very similar in that respect.
Yeah, I think he'll go fine.
Yeah.
I think he'll relish the pressure of leading that team outside of Brisbane.
Yeah, for sure. And then Cartwright and
a whole bunch of
Garth Brennan, the coach to the Titans, and probably Tyrone Peachy before too long. Yeah.
Okay. Look, can I just say on pickups, this was probably from my memory, this is one of the biggest years of player movements.
Yeah, it's huge.
And can I just say, I think there's one club that has fared worse than all the rest, apart from Manly, who managed only Joel Thompson.
Tigers.
Really?
They had more, as many as any other team movements, and I think they've done poorly.
They have done woefully. Now, we briefly discussed this a couple of weeks ago. You have a look at every team in the comp, and we're going to do our top 8 in a minute. I actually have the Tigers for the spoon. I cannot see them. They're 1, 6, 7, 9. Their spine weak.
Robbie Farah could go back. Whenever he look, honestly, I don't know where Robbie Farah is going to fit into South. So I think the Tigers
back
could
up
use
halfback for your ever present and ever injured Reynolds.
No, we have young Dowie for that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, he wasn't too bad either.
No, he was good the other
Way.
night. He was good.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the player movements.
Okay,
Yes.
so now what we normally do is we will have a big sign up behind us, which we put up before the show, but it actually fell down on us.
Don't tell people that.
Well, you told me to tell them. You said
No, we said
No,
we're
I
gonna
said we'll have a sign next week. And say we put it up and it fell down.
we
Well,
are
okay.
such professionals.
Forget I said anything about putting it up and fell down. It didn't happen at all. We've got this great new sign ready to go up. We just couldn't get up. So what you do after each segment is you can all go on and have a look at our Facebook page, NRL from the Sidelines, and make comments, disagree, agree with us, whatever you like. Just talk to us. Would be
and
nice.
put up new material. So if something comes up in the news, post
Put
it
it
on
up.
there.
Yeah, we'd be happy to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so long as but
Brian.
only Roosters, South and Manly stuff, huh? Is that right?
No.
No. Now, there's a good. If there's a good what's the word?
Topic out there.
Trauma going on.
Trauma.
And it doesn't involve our side. We'll love that.
Well, I will.
All right. Okay, gentlemen, let's talk about your top 8.
Oh,
Okay.
time for controversy.
Now, let's be fair. Let's not talk about the top 8 in order, but we will just talk about the top 8. Okay.
All right. Well, I actually think this year, just due to all the player movements, it's really hard to pick a top 8.
Yep.
So what I've actually compiled
Yes.
is a list of teams that I think are going to finish in certain positions, give or take a couple.
Oh, you've done something different to what we were all going to do.
No. Well, I can give you my 8.
All right. Okay. Well,
But-
start with your top 8.
No, but,
Okay,
but
all right,
I
do it,
don't.
right.
I don't think.
Why
I don't
does it have
think
to make
that's
sense so
accurate.
I don't
complicated?
know.
Really?
No, it's not complicated.
Honestly,
Look,
did he sign a new contract or what? Yeah.
obviously, I think the Cowboys, Melbourne, and Roosters are going to finish in the top 3. That's I don't think
In what order?
in that order.
Cowboys,
Sorry,
Melbourne.
Cowboys?
Melbourne,
Roosters.
Roosters.
Really? Okay.
I can't see anyone else pushing. I'm just looking at Steve's pushing the top 3.
Yeah, mine aren't in order, so leave them alone.
I think the next little grouping is going to be Parramatta, Cronulla, and the Dragons.
Dragons.
I think the Dragons
Wow.
will improve tremendously. Let's face it, they were one game out of the top 8 last year, and the wheels fell off at the back end of the season,
Yes.
and they're bought well.
And they bought well. That's right.
Now, that means I don't have Brisbane or Manly.
in your 8.
No.
well,
You've only read out 6 so far.
yeah, well, in the next group of teams, I'd have Penrith, Brisbane, and Manly.
Right.
All right.
But in saying that, South's probably just behind them. So any one of those 4 teams to fill the last couple of
Well,
positions.
that was clear
Okay.
as mud, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was, wasn't it?
Well,
Okay, so tell me, who's you know who the main ones are? Who's your dark horse for the 8?
oh, geez. I'd probably say Manly or Souths.
Okay. All right.
I think I've got the top 6 worked,
Yeah.
and I think it'd be foolish to write Penrith off. So I think they'll slide into the 8, and then Manly, Souths, maybe the Dogs, maybe the Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they'd be the most likely.
Okay, Tom, what's your top 8?
Okay. I've got the Cowboys and the Roosters and the Storm and the Sharks in the top 4.
Yep.
Yep.
I've got the Panthers, the Eels. I just like something about the Dogs, and I've actually put the Rabbitohs in 8th position.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Brian, I just couldn't find a place near the 8 for your team on the way that they went away.
Sorry,
at
don't
the
worry.
end.
Yeah, you will be sorry.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that, shouldn't I? Yeah, so Dragons, I don't think will finish the 8. I think this could be a year where the Broncos don't make the 8.
Yep. I agree.
Very
All right.
possibly.
Wow.
But, we've been wrong before about the Broncos.
The Broncos.
The Broncos.
Broncos.
Yeah. And yourself, Steve?
Okay, mine. Now, not in any particular order, okay?
Really? Why not?
Because that wasn't the deal. We were just going to pick top 8. And because I did it 5 minutes before we started the show. Melbourne, South, Roosters, Sharks, Cowboys, Eels, Dragons, Broncos.
All of his favourite teams there. Now, for those of you that are watching for the first time, Steve supports all of the Queensland teams and Souths.
No, that's not true. Steve supports South and no one else, but
All of the Queensland teams.
I'm just
and
really
Souths.
sad.
And I
who's
noticed
gonna
he listed Souths before he listed the Roosters.
Oh, of course,
It's his
yeah.
personal hate bias.
yeah, but I picked the Roosters before everyone else. And by the way, my dark horse is the Warriors.
Really?
Yeah, I think the Warriors can make it.
Wow, I think that is braver than Tom leaving Manly out of the 8.
Well, I've got a tie between the Tigers and the Warriors for my spoon at the moment.
I've got the Warriors in my bottom 4 for sure.
Yeah.
With the Titans.
You know what? At some point, the Warriors have to perform. Tom, who's your wooden spoon?
Yeah, but there's still a lot of this century to go.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Who's your wooden spoon?
Somewhere between the Tigers and the Warriors.
Brian, wooden spoon?
Tigers or the Titans.
Okay, mine's Titans. I can't see the Titans getting off the bottom. I think they're just going to struggle this year.
Well, you know what? I think they've got a good team though. If you have a look at their team on paper, it's probably quite well balanced.
They were really competitive a lot last year.
I think they've got a good team. I don't think they have a great team. I don't think they have enough names to get them over the line.
Geez, I don't know whether I'd be relying on names.
This is the wonderful thing about this game, is that you just don't know, do you, till you get into the season. It's just exciting.
Absolutely. And we're making all these predictions without seeing a single...
So if you think we're absolute nuffies, then get on the NRL from the sidelines and just tell us.
Can I just say, Tom is.
and most people do. Okay, again, get onto our Facebook page and make some comments if you like. Give us your top 8. Give us your wooden spoon. Tell us why you don't believe the Roosters are going to win the grand final this year, because I don't believe they're going to win the grand final this year.
I don't think they'll make the grand final.
No, I have doubts about that as well.
I think it'll be a Cowboy Storm grand final.
Yeah.
I really sincerely do.
So do you actually see the Roosters making the 8, or do you think they'll be borderline?
No. I think they'll be pushing for second or third, but I just don't think they're. I think Melbourne are too clinical.
Yep.
And with Cam Smith, how can you not have them in your top 2?
Yep.
And I think Jonathan Thurston is just unbelievable.
Okay.
And yeah, being his last year, I think that the Cowboys will put something special together for him.
Yeah, and that's why I put the Cowboys as number 1, because I think they're going to really put in a big season.
And let's face it, they are really strong.
Well, they pulled themselves out of a hole last week against Melbourne. Yeah. They really did. They were going nowhere.
I think we're in trouble. They're going to beat a lot of teams well.
Yeah. So we usually on our radio show we'll have quite a few people who listen, and they support their own teams. There's Barry out there with the Dragons. We've got Bradley at for Penrith, and quite a few other people. Please come onto the website or the Facebook page and tell us which teams you support. Okay, gentlemen, let's go into round 1, which excitingly is only 12 days away.
Not long.
Wow,
it's getting exciting. I can't wait. Can't wait for it to start. And the first game of the season will be St George Illawarra and the Broncos at Jubilee Stadium
on
Thursday night. Mm-hmm. So, winner, loser?
St George. I'm writing Brisbane off from the start.
Wow.
Home game, I think the Dragons will want to impress on their home game and at home. Yeah, I'll pick the Dragons. I don't think it'll be a big win, but I think I'll pick the Dragons.
So, Brian, let me ask you a question. What do you think the problem is with the Broncos?
This is gonna sound really bad. All right, I don't think they were impressive last year. I think that they did a lot of things on the back of individual players doing things really, really well.
Yeah.
So there are a few games that Anthony Milford won for them. Two that I can remember where James Roberts won for them. I just didn't see a lot in them. This year they've picked up Jack Bird, who's out for the first 4 or 5 weeks. But they've lost Taylor Wonder, they've lost Herman Essa, they've lost Hunt.
Corey Oates going to the second row, apparently.
I'm just struggling to see how they're going to put it together. To me, they seem like a bit. I don't know. They haven't gelled as a team last year, and I don't think they've added to that. That's all.
And you know what Bennett's response to you is going to be? Haters gonna hate.
No, that's my response.
It's a manly line. Yeah.
Look, and so and I hate to say it, but I think Wayne Bennett is his head's somewhere else. I don't know whether he's still got it, and I hate to say that.
So you think it'll be a close game, or you think it'll be a blowout?
No, I think the Broncos will be close in a lot of games they play. Yes, there won't be more than. But we've got a difference of opinion on what a blowout is.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be under 2 tries.
Under 12 points. Okay.
Yeah.
And you, Steve?
I actually think the Broncos are going to win. I think it'll.
See, it's true because we did it together.
No, it just means I've got two people I don't know what they're talking about sitting on either side of me, speaking in stereo. I think the Broncos are going to win, but I think it's going to be very close.
Well, I think the Dragons by about 10, and I think Hunt will be man of the match.
Ooh, that's a big call.
He's going to be out for blood.
Yeah, probably.
All
right. Let's move on to Brian. Let's move on to McDonald Jones Stadium at 6 o'clock on Friday night. First matchup this year between the Knights and the Sea Eagles.
I wish the Knights had won their trial by 50, rather than the reality check of having a thumping loss.
Well, the problem too is that they're playing it at home with a renewed team. They had an embarrassing loss. They're going to want to make a good impression on the fans. I still think Sea Eagles can probably win this narrowly.
Yeah, look, I'm thinking that we've got less new the Sea Eagles, have less new combinations, and so I'll take them over the Knights and trying to make everything work. I think the Knights are building, but give it a little bit of time.
I'm actually going to go the Knights. I think a home game for the Knights. I think the excitement of the new team. I think the crowd will be behind them. Yeah. I can see the Knights getting up on this one.
You're entitled to be wrong.
And am often, let me tell you. By the way, for those of you watching, don't listen to us when it comes to footy tipping.
Oh no, please don't.
Well, I finished second or third.
Tom thinks he's good.
Yeah.
Hang on, Tom thinks he's good.
I finished second or third a couple of times. You finished where?
It doesn't matter where
also
I finish.
He's down the bottom and I'm usually in the middle of the pack. So, honestly, all right, if you're going to listen to anybody, listen to Tom.
More than just lucky, I think.
Yeah.
Just lucky.
Just lucky. All right, let's also talk about Friday night's game between North Queensland and the Cronulla Sharks at 1300 Smile Stadium.
That'll be a cracker.
This will be a good game.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Yeah, Cowboys at home. You got to tip them. I mean, they rarely lose at home.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to go Cowboys. I just think they're going to have too much for the Sharks.
Although I heard the Sharks were impressive the other night in the trial match. They played. I can't remember who they played, but apparently they were quite impressive.
Yeah, but the Cowboys at home.
Yeah.
I think you got to go them at home.
Yep, sure.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now let me ask you a question, and I'm trying to think of his name. New centre for the Sharks got kicked out of a club the other night.
Dugan.
Oh dear.
Will he play?
Yeah.
Should he play?
I don't actually understand what the incident was about and how bad it was.
Apparently, it wasn't that bad. Apparently, it was just acting a goose, as they said.
Yeah. So, apparently, he was hitting the drinks and was asked to leave and was said and told the bouncer, "Don't you know who I am?" Well, seriously.
Shane Flanagan probably needs to set an example.
Shane Flanagan won't.
No,
because Cronulla are interested, the same as the Roosters. It doesn't matter what you do, you got to win the comp. There's no standards at those clubs.
If you disagree with Brian, please go to NRL from the sidelines and defend what he's talking about.
Especially if you're a Shark supporter. Let's hear it from the Shark supporters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going North Queensland, you're going North Queensland, we're all going North Queensland.
Well,
okay.
You know what? If we all agree, that's a good thing out there if you could put in a footy tip.
That's right. Although, if we all agree, go the other way. Okay, let's talk about Saturday's game. West Tigers and the Sydney Roosters at ANZ Stadium.
4:30 p.m.
4:30 p.m.
Hoping to get out to that game.
Yeah,
I think
Teddy going to play his old team again.
I'll be honest with you. I think this is more of how much the Roosters will win by than picking the Roosters to win.
Oh, 100%.
Well, I'd like to hope so.
And I hate saying that about the Roosters, but honestly, I think that's the way it's going to be.
They're playing at Solus Stadium.
You need to clarify this.
No.
Solus Stadium, that may be a new term for people.
No, it's not. Anyone who's been to a football game at ANZ knows that there's no heart and soul at the place.
Yeah, well, now they know where you're talking about.
It's a great, big, empty vacuum of nothingness.
It is one of the best football fields in Sydney, and everybody should be playing there.
Great place to watch when you've got more than 3,000 people, which are all that's going to show up to watch the Roosters.
I won't disagree with you on that.
Quality versus quantity.
Yeah, I think the Roosters will win handsomely.
By the way, this is at ANZ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Not a chook vale.
No.
Yeah. Yeah,
And but it's a West Tigers home game.
Yeah, so yeah.
Well, they'll get 4,000.
Who else plays at Solus? Who else
St.
calls it
George,
home drain?
West Tigers,
yeah.
South,
Parramatta.
Parramatta,
Yeah.
Dogs.
Great atmosphere. All right.
Oh dear.
Yep.
And yet you like Brookvale Oval, which is
Oh hell yeah. I love it.
place. It's the ugliest place in the world. Okay, gentlemen.
Yep.
Roosters or Tigers?
We've already said Roosters. Stop making me say it.
Oh, I can say it all you like.
Okay. And then we come to the double header in Perth. Okay, which is what?
Double header in Perth.
You can't change it, so just live with it.
We're promoting the game. What's wrong with a double header in Perth? There's going to be a double header in Sydney in a couple of weeks' time.
Fantastic.
What, is it only because you're not in Perth?
That's right.
Can I pour you a wine? Oh, sorry, you're already having one.
Oh. So anyone who's watching for the first time or listening, this is what Tom does. Little gigs.
Yes.
You deserve that one.
And Brian is our angry man. Okay, South Sydney Rabbitohs against the Warriors at 7 p.m. on Saturday night in Perth. Gentlemen?
Oh, I think the Rabbitohs should win this. Well, I don't know what comfortable is. 10 points, I think.
More.
Yeah.
And I'm only going to say this just once, because you made me say the Roosters many times. Souths will win well.
South Sydney Rabbitohs will win this. Not well, but they'll win. I think they've got enough to win it.
So I think Inglis will...
Inglis will play.
And will he play a full game yet?
Oh, I don't know.
Will he play half or something?
Is Alex Johnson injured?
Yes, he's
rib
injured.
injury.
Yeah, but he should be okay. But that's okay.
I don't think it's a rib cartilage. I think it's got a knock.
Look, I'll tell you what, if not, then Gagai goes to fullback anyway. I don't think we lose anything between having Johnson there or
It's
Gagai.
probably better to have Gagai.
And so, no, I think South will win that one. So the other game is the Canterbury Bulldogs against the Melbourne Storm.
Wow. Sportsbet have the Storm as raging hot favourites, and I'm not convinced that they're that raging hot. I think they'll win, but I don't think...
What makes you think they're not?
Look, Tom was right when he said there's something about the Dogs with Kieran Foran and just the changes that are made.
Yep.
I think that they'll be a vastly improved team from last year.
It is going to depend on who plays alongside of Foran, because who's the bearded guy that filled in last year?
Cassiano.
No. The half.
The only bearded guy.
He played in the half. He came off.
Cassiano wants to be a halfback.
Anyway, they're deciding about him and somebody else, and so I don't know who's playing in the halves. It will really depend on how that combination goes. I can't see the Storm not winning this game, but the question is by how much, and how much better are the Dogs? That's going to be the interesting question to answer.
Yeah, I think it'll be tight.
Okay.
I think the Bulldogs and the Broncos are going to do the same thing this year. Have a lot of tight games. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Storm for me. But then you knew that anyway, didn't you?
We did, because
Number
that's right. They're a Queensland team.
Hang on.
You've
Number
picked them
3.
all.
Yeah, that's your number 3 team.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Did we get that wrong? Is
No,
it Melbourne number
it's
2 and
Melbourne's
Broncos
2,
number 3?
Or is it Cowboys
and then
3?
and Cowboys is
3?
4.
Yeah, either way.
And Titans is 5. That's right, yeah. Got it.
For those of you who are out there watching, you wonder why I put up with this, don't you? I'm the only sane one on the panel. Okay, let's have a look at Panthers Stadium on Sunday afternoon at 4:10 strange time, but Penrith Panthers against the Parramatta Eels.
Man, they got this right. This is the match of the round, I reckon.
Well, based on their form last week, you hope they don't get a shellacking.
Well, that's right. For those of you that don't know, Bradley, please explain how the Panthers managed to lose to a reserve grade Bulldogs team.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Panthers just simply because they're at home. But yeah, wouldn't surprise me if it goes the other way.
I think the Eels are going to edge the Panthers.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I think the Eels are just going to have too much strength. But mind you know what? Penrith at home is a much better side than out. So who knows? And I don't think Cleary or any of the other guys fired the other night. I think they took it too easy. For some reason, I don't know why. Okay, so then let's move on to Cbus Super Stadium on Sunday as well. Gold Coast Titans against the Canberra Raiders. Brian?
Are you trying to make a statement there, right?
What? Sorry?
Yeah, look, I don't know what's up with the Raiders. I don't know what's changed with them. They've lost Hodgson, which is massive. What have they gained?
Nothing.
What did they buy? Did they buy anybody this year?
Nope. They bought. They didn't sign. I can't recollect a single signing.
Oh, they did, but
maybe an Englishman. They might have signed an Englishman, I think.
Oh, but look, I don't know what the NRL's doing. If this is their broadcast match on a Sunday night, the Titans and the Raiders, you've got a local derby.
The Eels will be the big match. It's the afternoon match.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's true. Thank goodness, because there's nothing happening with the Raiders and the Titans.
No. I got to say, I looked down, and it's disappointing to think in the first game of the season, there could be a number of blowouts, and that's not what you want starting a season. I look at. I mean, I think the first one will be close. St George and Broncos. I think the Manly game could be a blowout. I think maybe.
What? But you picked the Knights.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to be a blowout your way.
How do you know?
Oh my goodness!
I think the Roosters game will be a blowout. I think the South game could be a blowout. I think the Melbourne game could be a blowout. I think the Parramatta could be a blowout, and I think Canberra could blowout. It just worries me. The first game is set.
So is anybody tipping the Titans?
Yeah, I am on the Gold Coast first game.
I'm tempted to tip the Titans.
Yep.
They came back we played them last year in the first game of the season.
We've been the Roosters.
Roosters, yeah. Sorry, I should say the Roosters. Because I don't play for the Roosters. I just support them.
Still can't work out why.
But Roosters put on heaps of points in the beginning, and they came back and they were solid in the second half. So they've got a better side now. If they're coordinated, then look, they show up at home.
Yeah, look, I'll be tipping them.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going the Raiders?
Yeah, I'm going the Raiders.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't see the Titans winning this one. Okay. That really brings us to an end. Gentlemen, is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up?
No.
What?
Oh,
go on, do it.
No.
What?
Nothing. I don't want to discuss it.
Is this
you having a dummy speed?
Yeah, I'm not going to discuss it.
Right. Okay.
Why?
Okay.
We're just leaving the NRL and how they're crucifying Manly alone.
Oh, please, they're crucifying.
So. Very good for not mentioning it by mentioning it. Well done.
Hey, look, if you guys had $800,000 under your cap and you weren't allowed to buy a playmaker and you needed one, would you be happy?
Because you're being investigated for rorting.
No, but we're 2 weeks out from the start of the season and we don't have a half. And if it was your team, you would be down that video screaming abuse.
But if we were being investigated for rorting, we'd have to wear it.
And hang on, you also had the opportunity to reply a number of times, and they've kept asking for extensions.
So
what's that about?
Look,
that would have been fixed up weeks and weeks ago.
No, the NRL has done this to us for the last 4 years in a row.
Oh,
stuff.
Well, stop cheating the system.
We're not, and we'll be found innocent of all charges.
Learn what the Roosters do, because they get away with it.
How many minutes did you play on Saturday night?
Well, excuse me, no.
See, how many minutes did you play?
The point is, we're supporters. I'll take you to task on this.
We're supporters.
No, I'm a member, and that makes me a part of the team.
That's right. I'm a member too.
That's right.
All right.
Tom,
it's easy to get
yeah, of course. Of course.
It's easy to get passionate about it, but in the end, I don't do the training. I don't go on the
If you're a member, you are supporting
your team.
Since
you don't want to talk about talk about this. Sonny Bill Williams rumoured to go to the Roosters.
Yeah,
it's a rumour.
It's
Excuse me. You know who started that rumour?
Jimmy Smith.
Yeah.
2K. And the Roosters have come out and said news to us.
Yeah, they also said new star James Tedesco. Oh no, Cooper Cronk's not signing with us. Hang on a second. Weren't they your last two signings this year?
That happens at Manly.
I tell you what, if the Roosters end up with Sonny Bill Williams this year, there's going to be a lot of questions.
And Manly are in trouble for the cap.
I don't care how people say, but we lost Mitchell Pearce.
Yeah. And that's my point about being a supporter is I'm not going to distance myself from the team that I follow, right?
Yeah.
But I don't make the decisions about who they recruit and who they don't. So I'm not going to be an apologist for their decision making.
Yeah.
I love the team, and if they happen to be able to find money for Sonny Bill Williams, well, that's not my business. Good for us, you know.
Yeah, good on you.
So
anyway,
all right,
there you go. That's what it's kind of like.
So this is the show. This is what's going to happen this year. We're also going to talk about games played. We're also going to talk about upcoming games and any other issues that happen. We're going to have a sign up on our wall next week, which is going to look beautiful. And we are NRL from the Sidelines. Please go to the Facebook page, NRL from the Sidelines.
And if you got this far in the show, you deserve a medal.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on. This is the first one. Stick with us. It'll get better, I promise.
Big promise.
All right, I'll change it. Stick with us.
So you're going to pay for the acting lessons, eh?
Mate, nothing will help the acting lessons, let me tell you. Absolutely nothing at all. I could pay for the plastic surgery, maybe.
That's nice. Ooh, yeah.
All right. Thank you all for watching. We're going to do this every week. We're going to put this up on Facebook, and we hope you enjoy it. Thank you all. Goodbye.
See ya.
Good night.